Good morning. Wanted to make a quick YouTube video for those Mac users out there that are having trouble accessing software from the computer lab. So here at Butler, we have an option for you to virtually log into the computer lab using BU Anywhere, which is basically just a virtual desktop service. So it allows us to access the software in the desktops of the computer lab just as if you were there. So just a quick video on how to do that. So you're going to need to use either Firefox or Google Chrome, and you're going to go to buanywhere.butler.edu. So buanywhere.butler.edu. So now when you go to BU Anywhere, you have two options. You can install the client right here, which will automatically launch this for you. So basically a thick client software. Or if you want to just run it from your web browser, you can access it using HTML. So we're going to go with the light version here, the thin client version. So we're going to click here. And it's going to ask us to log in with our Butler username and password, which I've already got saved. So now, once you log in to BU Anywhere, you'll see you've got two options here. So you've got one option called Work From Home, one option called Labs. If you are a Butler student, you want to log in using the Labs build. So this is just like being in the basement Lacey School. It'll have SPSS, it'll have Power BI, it'll have all the software that we use in class. So we're going to go ahead and click Labs. And when you do that, it'll take a little bit to actually log in, but basically this will let you log into the computer lab and it's just like you are there. So we'll let that run for just a second. So while this is doing its thing, which could take 30 seconds or so to load, let me quickly remind you that once you do log in to BU Anywhere, it is just like you're in the computer lab, which means that you have access to the BU files shared drive. Now that BU file shared drive allows you to work just like you were using something like Google Drive or OneDrive or Dropbox, but the only catch is it's got a pretty small file size limit, so you can't store a ton of stuff on it. If you want to store large amounts of data, we are suggesting instead of using BU files that you actually use OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive, which is part of Butler's access. So your username and password that you have from Butler will give you the ability to log into OneDrive, and you have a much larger file size limit. So anything you do in BU files, you're going to want to upload those files either to BU files or to OneDrive. And we're suggesting that you do OneDrive. Hopefully she's going to load. It's my first time loading this in a while, so it's taken a little bit longer than we'd hoped. One additional note while we watch the little ball swing here, the circle spin here. Here we go. It's coming. Is that we only have a set amount of licenses for you to access this virtual desktop environment. So ever so often, if many people are actually logged in at the same time, you may get a note that says that there are no login licenses available. If that happens, never fear. Give it about 10-15 minutes, and usually a license will open up and be available for you. And there you have it. So here is the computer lab, just as if you were in the Lacey School or any other lab on campus. We have access to BU files here. And if I go down and launch my start menu here, you'll see we've got Power BI Desktop, we've got SAS, and we should also have, we're thinking about it, SPSS should be here as well. So that'll give you access to everything that's in the computer lab.